Congratulations on a very, very wonderful and successful season two. Uh, every episode is just so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much. We
Tony.
had I mean, listen. I'm glad you guys are having fun. We're fortunate ones. We get the most fun because we get to film it. So
Uh, Gina, you were right. We talked a few weeks ago, and you were right. I mean, we've gone into Sophie's past a little, and it is she's like a spider web, isn't it?
It's something that's been brewing for so many years. I remember, like, way back in the day, like season two. I mean, I always like to think about a character's backstory, whether it's on television or in the theater. I think it brings a lot to your performance, and you owe the audience that. And Christian and I have always had a very clear idea of our backstories. So for us to celebrate our 100th episode this season and fulfill that dream of having our stories told, it makes it an even more special season for both of us, I think.
absolutely.
And Kristen Elliott is again, this portion of the series has made Elliott even a more dimensional character. I mean, he is we've met his father. We've taken a look at his past. That must have been a wonderful episode for you to do.
It was fantastic, man. A couple of things that led up to that was that the fact that I had met Keith David a few years back, and I said I'm a fan, and he pulled me in and gave me a hug and said I'm a fan. So I realized at that moment Keith David was a huge Leverage fan, and this is a story that me, John Rogers, Dean Devlin, we had since probably season one. Somewhere in season one, we came up with this idea. And so I've carried this. She's talking about backstories. I've carried this backstory with me for a long time, and that's always just been what it was. To have Keith David come in and play this man that has, been such a hurtful thing in his life that he's never been able to fix. He fixes everybody else's life but himself. That's kind of the thing that with Sophie and Elliot, and in Park, everybody, we fix other people's lives because we can't fix our own. And he got just a glimpse of fixing his life, you know what I mean? Because he repaired something with his dad. And it was just Dean Devlin directed it. Dean Devlin wrote it. He knew what I wanted to do as the character and how to introduce this guy and the outcome. And it was and everything was real, man. I at the very end there when we're saying goodbye, I looked in Keith David's eyes and he was a little bit misty, and it made me misty, and it made me cry. And then to turn around and and then go back to the people that a little embarrassed because Elliot doesn't do stuff like that. And then Sophie makes it all okay, but that's by putting her hand on him and just saying. She didn't even say anything. She said everything without saying a word. And it was really great. And I was a little bit worried. I'm like, well, wait, this guy can't be resolved now. But then as the writing goes on, and especially as the finale, as the season finale hits, you can see that they're all of them are still broken. And that was important to me. We can't fix anything. We can only put a Band-Aid on it. And that's what we've done.
Gina, New Orleans really is a character in this, isn't it?
Tell us about it. We're the ones that have to live through all the storms and all the tornadoes. No, it's become definitely a member of the team. It's given us a kind of unique environment, and so wonderful to live in such a diversity and to be able to embrace that diversity in the show as well, which is so important to all of us and has always been an important element of the show. So
and it's also dark in New Orleans, man. There's a lot of stuff, underlying stuff that you don't see, like the mojo and the black magic and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of filters into the streets. And there's a lot of candy skulls and skulls in general. And I think it might be a perfect place for us to do this stuff because it's a darker setting. And that's why Portland, Oregon always worked for us as well, because it was always a little overcast, and it was never, there never was a bright sunny day for these guys. And I'm not sure if there's ever going to be, so New Orleans lends itself, and we do use it as another character on the call sheet.
But also, Tony, you would have seen Beth's episode now, the one that takes place and then all those night shoots in the swamp and everything. Yeah. And those are a challenge. We're out there with snake wranglers and all kinds of wranglers and all kinds of bugs and mud, and it's a challenge, but it definitely makes our show look really lush and beautiful.
Just a little inside scoop, and you're going to have to go back to Mark Roskin's episode in season 1 of Leverage Redemption, season 6. And we were all at this golf course type place filming, but there was a big pond and we're pulling money out and I'm knee deep in it, and Parker's and Beth's right there next to me and I'm handing her the money and they're pulling it with a rope and we're in the swamp. And the next day they pulled out a 6.5-foot alligator that was just right there. And we had no idea that it was there. So, you got to watch out in New Orleans.
Yeah. And watch out for your co-stars being alligators. They just, it doesn't work out. Kristen, you've got these 2 characters now, Noah Wyle and Elise Shannon. I mean, they have found their footing, haven't they?
They did. It's not going to be too hard for Noah. Noah can adapt to pretty much anything. We've all grown up with him in our living rooms and just, love the guy that he's become. But Elise Shannon had the toughest job. She's not only coming in and sort of mimicking a character that is beloved in America played by Aldous Hodge with Hardison. She had to walk in and her first scene was in the circle, in the middle of all of us yelling at her. It was her first scene. And she took it like a champ, and she's just become such. I can't even. It's really hard for me to remember when she wasn't part of the team because she's fit in so well. And I just think that and we're so lucky to have her. And what a talented actress. And not a lot of people can get up there and do monologues like Aldous Hodge. Aldous Hodge is, I would say, the best in the world for what he does. He gets 2 pages of monologues and he goes up there and he has to remember all this technical stuff. I didn't think that was going to be able to happen with anybody else, and she went in and she did it, and so it's fun. And her dynamic with Aldous playing Hardison is just so fun to watch the brother and sister thing happen.
We got to talk about season 3. Have you heard any word?
What do you know, Tony? You're probably going to hear before us.
Exactly.
I've made some phone calls.
Listen, we feel really good. I thought we're fortunately, and I can say this, we're the #1 show on Amazon Freevee right now, and the fans have all made that happen. And so I don't think anybody's in the mood right now to let down these beautiful fans that have let us work on this show for as long as they have.
And I love the show, as you know. I mean, I've been a fan of the show for way back, and I love the camaraderie you guys have on and off set. I mean, it is such. You guys show your love for each other, and it is just, we feel it as the audience.
Well, I'm going to let Gina answer this, but I just want to say one thing. I've worked on a lot of shows. I've been so fortunate in my life, and it's not all the time that you get someone, whoever's turn it is to be in the spotlight, we allow them to be in the spotlight, but that's not the only thing we do. We all take one step back and we allow this person to shine. And it just normally doesn't happen like that. What are you laughing at?
She just said, I'm going to let Gina take this. And then he said, let each other be in the spotlight.
Yeah. Let me take a step back. Gina? I just wanted to say my piece, man.
That's what it's like all day long with us. We just make fun of each other. And he just he hit the nail on the head right there.
And the one thing we always like to do is steal each other's button. The button is the last line to get us out of the scene. And whoever has it, there's going to be 3 people that say something after it. And we're so fortunate that our writers and our directors let us do that. But I think that's the fun of the show, is we're always looking for the best comedic way or best situation to get out of a thing. And we all think of them. I'm so fortunate right now to be on 2 shows that are on Amazon Freevee, working with the same boss, Dean Devlin. And I just got back. I just flew in a few weeks ago. I was there for 5 months after Leverage, and we had a blast, man. And I can't wait to talk to you, Tony, about that one when that one comes out.
We will. And Gina, are you going to step behind the camera? I keep asking you. You going to do some directing?
No, it's not for me. It's so stressful. I mean, the show is so stressful, and I'm so full of admiration for everybody. But I'm not. I'm like. If I did any directing, it wouldn't be with cameras. I'd probably be more attracted to doing theater, because I'm all about the text and the characters and the backstories and the layering, the emotion. But I mean, I still don't know when they get technical on set, and I've done over 100 episodes of the show, I still don't know what's going on.
We had a conversation about that, her and I. We were like, you want to direct? And we both looked at each other and no. Oh, that sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, I love where I'm at in terms of being collaborative with the scripts, that I can always jump on a call with one of the creatives and say, maybe we send it there. I love having a voice with the scripts, and that's good enough for me. I love the people I work with and that I get to act with, and that you have some autonomy with your character. And It's fun. And are we saying that this is the end of the interview? So I'm getting the button.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Are you?
Oh,
We're
I
trying
don't
to
know.
cut Tony off.
who's getting it? Who's getting the button? Hey, Tony, favorite episode this season? Which
Mine
one?
was where you guys went to college. I can't remember
That's
the name.
mine too.
Yeah.
The work study job. I
The
love
work
that
study
one.
job. Yeah. It was
That's
so
a
much,
new
and
director.
they shined during that.
She shined. I loved all the moments that I had with Elise in that episode. And also, Christian's so funny because he's always saying, "Oh, I love to punch people. I love to punch people." And that's the episode where he has he has a soft spot. You have a soft spot for that guy, and you won't punch him, isn't it?
Yeah,
That one.
exactly. Yeah.
And
I am now getting the rap. So I'll tell you,
okay.
the other one was where the woman didn't know that she was in the con, and that was such a great one too. Just the last one. Yeah.
Well, you must be a Doctor Who fan then, because I think that a lot of that was taken from sort of a skeleton of what they did, and the fans caught on to it. That's why I love our fans so much. You can't get anything past them, and I actually enjoy that.
Chris and Gene, I'm going to hit you up on social media to do a longer interview with me when you have time. And I know that Dean has promised me that if there's a season 3, I'm going to get to do a set visit with you guys.
Great.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
We'll have to get you in the show. We love you, Tony. Thank you.
I can be a bartender, because there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love you guys too. And thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having us. Good to see you again, Tony.
Stay healthy. Bye-bye.